Representative Flores.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I thank the witnesses for joining us today. This follows the line of questioning from the chairman and from the ranking member. With respect to opportunities to toll, tell me about how much pipeline capacity is available, so that if somebody did toll, that there is pipeline capacity in addition to the pipeline capacity that's already been committed to the refiners, excuse me. Yeah, Ms. Lance, yes.
Well, the pipeline capacity is a ever-changing matter, but this is an issue that we addressed in our draft notice to try to prioritize the use of the pipeline. We got significant comments on that. A lot of people thought we didn't get that quite right, and that we didn't provide sufficient priority for non-refiners to get pipeline access, and we've looked at that very hard, and we expect to see some adjustment to that when we publish our final notice.
It's my understanding that that BLM has fully committed all the pipeline capacity, so that only to the refiners along the pipeline route. So they're the only ones that have access, so which means the tollers would have no access whatsoever if they were able to toll. So when will the parties that would potentially toll have access to capacity? What's the first date that capacity will be available on the pipeline so that they could physically do it?
Let me ask Mr. Spizak to address that.
Sure. We were talking a little bit before about that since May we've gotten into a surplus situation. Now with this surplus where there is more helium available than before, we would expect that the refiners would have excess capacity clearly to be able to refine helium for non-refiners.
I'm just talking about the pipeline, getting it from point A to point B to C to the market.
The pipeline and the surplus, that they're all tied together, because what the field can produce is what's tied to what's being demanded, and so the pipeline can provide all the volumes that are there. It's just the field's ability to produce into the pipeline.
If a toller came to you, I mean, if you reached agreement with a toller today to toll helium production, when would they have pipeline capacity that they could use?
In the current surplus market, if a non-refiner made an agreement with the refiner to toll the non-refiner's helium, they should be able to do that today.
Okay, that's good. All right, that's what I want to see. And then the next thing, I think we talked about, Mr. Spizak, you said this in your earlier answer to a question, that we're re-injecting substantial amounts of helium today. Doesn't that imply that the refiners have excess capacity right now?
That implies that there is more helium that the storage system can produce than what they need to meet their demands for their sales.
Okay.
So yes.
So that would say, I mean, I think I heard you say yes, that they have they have capacity that they could use to toll.
Correct.
Okay.
If it's being re-injected into the field, that means that they're not taking as much as they could. So that certainly implies that there's an ability to toll right now.
Thank you for your testimony today, and thank you for answering the questions. I would encourage the BLM to hurry up and get this tolling arrangement put together so that we can move forward with the full intent of the law. I yield back.
Thank you. Representative Flores.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm going to read a section of the Helium Stewardship Act. It says, and this comes from section 6B, 8B, particularly subsection A1, paragraphs 1 and 2. And it says, effective beginning 90 days after the date of enactment of the Helium Stewardship Act of 2013, the refiners shall make excess refining capacity of helium available at commercially reasonable rates to I, any person prevailing in auctions under paragraph 2, and I, any person that has acquired crude helium from the Secretary from the Federal Helium Reserve by means other than an auction under paragraph 2 after the date of enactment of the Helium Stewardship Act of 2013, including non-allocated sales. I'd go on to say there is no transitional period for this built in the HSA, so I encourage you to get the tolling agreements process put together ASAP. Thank you. I yield back.